A lot of y'all watched that. What was that movie? Clone Tyrone. And all you got out of it was the whole cloning thing. And usually in movies, you pick the wrong bad guy. Bad guy really is the clone. All right? The scientist is really the good guy. And he told y'all assimilation is better than annihilation, meaning these are the two choices that you have. You can either assimilate or you can be annihilated. And with that, let me give them some kind of comfort for the assimilation. Because I don't want us annihilated. Let us give them some kind of comfort. Let us give them some kind of joy. And you have to do this to oppressive people. And the world is built on oppression. The world is built on oppression everywhere. The whole world is built on it, not just America. That's just all we know. But you can Google, it's more slaves today than it's ever been. There's more slaves on earth today than it's ever been in human history. Says the smart people who could give us these kind of statistics, whether you want to believe that or not. And I was telling y'all about the average income, the medium income of the globe, of the earth, the medium income of all the countries, all the continents put together, is $1,200 a year. To be in the top 1% of the world, all you have to make is $30,000 a year. So people are extremely oppressed. I've seen some jokers making bricks like the Egyptians were doing it. Yesterday, I was looking for the darn Indians. I was looking for these Indians. I might do a video on it. I was looking for the Indians that were slaves, and yeah, I found it. I found what Britain did. But anyway, I'm going to give y'all this too. I've been following Niger, or Niger, or however you say it. I've been following them and following what's going on there. They had a coup where the military took over the presidency, moved him out, said he was just too concerned with pleasing the West, all right, pleasing France. So now they're saying, hey, we don't want France no more. And France is the main language. Everybody speaks French. Why do everybody speak French? Because they are colonized, they're a vassal state of France. And these things happen through history. And that's why I feel everybody spoke Greek. Yeah, they spoke their natural languages, but everybody who Greek colonized, everybody who Greek made a vassal state or a vassal king, everybody who Greek conquered, Greek became the lingua franca. Greek became the main language spoken, the language of trade. So everybody spoke Greek. So when I looked at the Niger Congo, well, not the Niger Congo, but Congo's over there, but this country called Niger, they saying no to France. We gonna get France out. They evacuate. We gonna evacuate the French. And then saying, hey, we gonna bring in Russia. And they saying, we want Russia and tell Russia to come help us. We gonna evacuate, and that's what I'm saying. You ain't got but two. You gonna have to simulate with somebody. They got their own country. They said no. And then what's crazy is Israel did the same thing. Oh man, we don't like the Greeks. We don't want the Greeks. We gonna kick the Greeks. We gonna fight against the Greeks, fought the Greeks. And you had some victories, but still was scared of the Greeks and joined and said, hey man, let's make alliances with the Romans. And then you start waving a Roman flag. All right, so assimilation, like, that's reality. You getting yourself out, the best way to get yourself out, and that's, you can go back to the text, when they're fighting each other. Once they start fighting each other, then you can try to overthrow them or free yourself, but we like, we like domesticated dogs. Unless master is putting that food in that bowl, we don't know how to eat. We not like these cats, man. You ain't like them cats, man. Them cats can go out, catch a mouse and catch a whatever, and they go out there and fend for themselves. But a dog will starve to death. How many dogs you done seen out there on the streets? And you can see all their bones. That's us. That's us, man. And so we'll have these fairy tales, even like the whole thing with the incident that happened in Montgomery. Man, we talking about that's a national holiday. That ain't no win. We trying to make that a national holiday. Cause we beat up, we jumped on, we got the opportunity to jump on, and I like the unity of it, and that people looked out for one another. That was the beauty of it. People were concerned about each other. So that was great, but on a national scale, you 11%, if you believe that. We're 11% of the population. And that shows you too the separation. How this system has separated us, because we feel like we more than that, because they done crammed us all into the same locations. They done separated us. There's more segregation now probably than it was during, 50, 60 years ago. Yet it's hard for us. We can go days without seeing, other nations. I don't know where Asians stay. I don't know where they stay at. I don't know where they get their gas at. But that's the way this thing works. And so to go all the way back to that Tyrone, a lot of us do need to be entertained, just like those on those plantations. They do need to be. And every now and then, you gotta give your hardest working slave one of them women. Make him feel appreciated, even though he a slave. And on the plantation, you really had two. Choices. You could simulate and do what boss told you to do, or you can try to run up off of there. But where you running? Where you running now? And see, the only time you had a chance to run now, because it was divided. The country was divided. And so when there's a divide, there's a split, then, that's your time to really rise up. But if the system is running on all accords, you ain't really got nowhere to run. Where you running? You can only fight. And all those that fought, we celebrate a lot of these people, but man, these people were annihilated. Them people with them rebellions were annihilated. And even those that were on the other side, that were trying to help us get free. As far as we know, it could have been several rebellions that we don't know about. It could have been several. It's a lot of history that we don't know, that they don't tell us. Just like I tell y'all about those Indians that were, and I'm not talking about Native Americans. I'm talking about East Indians that actually were making bricks, man. Are making bricks for a living every day. To get a bag of rice, they got to make 1,500 bricks a day. And then they take a loan and they try to call it some indentured servitude. Matter of fact, I'm going to do a few videos. On history of slavery. And these people were taken, they signed up for indentured servitude, and they end up getting taken across the darn world and dropped off in another place, man, away from their family. By the British. And this is in the 1900s. This is in the 1900s. While we up here celebrating Tulsa, Oklahoma, these folks getting put on slave ships and traveling to India and to all these other places. And this is also a testament to those who try to say that the slave trade didn't happen, or that it happened a different way, or whatever the case may be. But these folks learned something, even if we can't prove the ships going all the way back to the 1400s, 1500s. You can see them in the 18. It's well documented. It's well documented what these people were doing, and like I say, they still doing it today. It's most slaves. Google it. It's most slaves today, um, and 70% are women and children. Like you getting, they saying it, they calling it, oh, it's a sweatshop. No, it ain't. You said, oh, you man, they just in there working for pennies. You think they doing that? You think they just in there working in their sweatshop and just walking in there on their own, and they can go fill out an application somewhere else? And you think they just working in that sweatshop for pennies on the day? That's something for y'all to think about, Israel.